2 years ago, my man, our daughter, and myself left our so-called normal life in Ontario, Canada, for a life we always chatted about during morning coffee, fast-tracking our retirement plans, chasing our dreams, risking our future. In the race against old age, we purchased 7 unseen off-grid acres in the wilderness of Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. We downsized everything we owned, loaded up a trailer, our dog, 2 cats, an ATV, and hauled them to our new land. We knew for sure that our life was about to make a drastic change, but what we didn't know was that we were relocating to the most gorgeous place we'd ever seen. We took a chance and it was worth it. Join us as we navigate our new RV lifestyle, new climate, new landscape, new wildlife, building a world we dreamed of in a place only seen in postcards from the ground up. Thanks for visiting, and subscribe to my channel if you would enjoy the content of a 40-something gal running away into the woods with her family. Hey there, friends, family, and followers of Boring Bethany. So I have a little confession to make that only 2 other people on this earth know about. I don't know how this is going to come across or if I will be able to put my thoughts into words, but I'm going to try because I think it's kind of cool in a spiritual kind of way and maybe relatable, I hope. So here it goes. When a man friend and I decided we were going to take the plunge and move across the country to our dreamland, I took the opportunity to have a completely fresh start. While packing our life into one small trailer, we tossed or sold or donated 85% of our stuff and only brought with us the most precious, most valuable items that we cherished. I got into this mindset that it was our sort of once in a lifetime opportunity to really shed anything that did not serve us or have any meaning to us anymore. Now, you have to bear in mind that just before we took this leap, we were feeling a little burnout and kind of a little bit of defeat. You see, for as long as Manfred and I have been living together, which is more than 20 years, by the way, we've always had someone living with us. In our early days together, when we were young and we had various friends living with us, here, there, and everywhere, then my sister at one point lived with us for a short time, then my mom temporarily, then ultimately my mother-in-law, and also my stepdaughter always had a space with us and constantly came and went, sometimes for long stints, sometimes shorter stints. Then for many years, my man ran a business from our home, so there were workers in and out constantly. Then when I began dog grooming, I also had a business from home and it attracted more people coming and going. We renovated our house and garage multiple times over 2 decades, and we involved our land building new workshops, adding decks and gardens, chicken coop, and even a nanny suite with a private entrance.
You're such a good boy. I know, I see it. Is this for you? Is this yours? Huh? Not yet. Look, he's not here yet.
Let's just say in 20 years, there was never a moment I could stand naked outside. There was never a moment that there wasn't an ear listening to my private conversations. There was never a moment when we were out of sight from someone's view and always in someone's space that technically was our space. I mean, it's all good and fine and dandy until one day it's not. And when the fun of it wears off and the claustrophobia sets in, it was like no matter how hard we worked, no matter how many renovations we made, no matter how many apartments we added, our walls just kept closing in tighter and tighter on us. So when it came time to walk away from it all, to live on a pothole-infested dirt road in the wilderness mountains of Cape Breton, of course we were ready. And during packing time, I wasn't about to crowd our new life with any clutter. I wanted a clean slate, not just with possessions, but also with my mind. And once our dreamland purchase was closed and the land was officially ours, and we were actively preparing for our move, I did something very cringy. I took a jar from the cupboard and I decided I was going to write down names, for example, perhaps someone who really did me wrong, or a situation, or a negative memory, or a mistake that I made, maybe like a past haunt, embarrassing moments, anything or anyone that I just wanted to forget. And one by one, as I thought about them, I wrote them down and folded them into little pieces of paper. And then I added them to the jar. I kept the jar in my sock drawer and I didn't tell anyone about it. I decided that on the eve of our departure, I was going to have one last campfire in our backyard, and in secret, I would read, acknowledge, and burn each little piece of paper to be dust in the wind and left behind forever. I know, it's so cringy, but you know what else it was? It was a little therapeutic too, I have to admit. The thing is, when the time came, I had the campfire, I had the jar, but I couldn't bring myself to burn the papers. Actually, I couldn't even bring myself to read them.
Good boy. Good boy, big man.
And I thought, why is this so hard to do,
My daughter is at her music lesson. I have about 20 minutes to spare, so I grabbed a latte at Marguerite's and a cranberry scone, and it is so good. And I've got a beautiful view. Apparently those clouds are supposed to roll away and we're supposed to have full sun at 6 p.m. It's 3:40 right now. We went to the co-op and got just a few groceries. We're going to have what we call egg McMuffins for dinner tonight. Yeah, those clouds are definitely rolling away. Wow. Whew. It looks really cool out there. And then after her music lesson, we're going to hit the drugstore because she wants to get some body soap. And we need some shampoo. So once we do that, then we head home, and that's it for today. Wow, eh? It's so pretty. Come on, sunshine. You can do it. Prettiest looking cranberry scone I've ever seen.
Was the act alone of placing them into the jar enough? I wasn't sure, so I tucked the jar into my one suitcase and thought, okay, I will have a ceremonious campfire on our new land and burn them there, because maybe distance will be the trick. So we arrived to our dreamland and instantly went into our survival mode. Our days were blurred together, learning and adapting to our new off-grid RV life, and I didn't think much about the jar for a long while. And then one random evening on a nature hike, knee-deep in our new life, a thought came to me. A question popped into my mind. I thought about the jar, and I wondered, could I be in somebody's burn jar? The thought of that felt so heavy, and in that moment, a flood of memories came to me where I could see myself going into somebody's jar. All of a sudden, I felt sad, and I felt sorry. I heard a voice in my mind say to me, maybe the difficult moments and hurtful people and hard experiences aren't meant to be burned. Wouldn't you appreciate if you were in somebody's burn jar that they would grant you some grace and some forgiveness? Perhaps like you, they're different people now. Maybe they remember you too and feel shame and regret. Believe it or not, the epiphany had me stop in my tracks, literally. Distance and solitude has worked wonders for me. Alone on my trails, I do a lot of internal evaluation, soul searching, if you will. And you know what I discovered? That I'm no better than anyone else. I could think of many a situation that would place me in somebody's burn jar. I think we all collect pieces of paper in our lifetime, and I think that is life. I think if I burn my past, I burn myself also. Go pee? And that's all the sentiment I have for today. Let's get back to work, eh? For starters, I know I mentioned I was going to head out with Blue on a camping trip, and I still am, trust me. But when I opened the back of the truck to begin cleaning him out, I remembered we'd still had a whole lot of firewood in there. And as things go around here, nothing ever goes as planned. So in order to empty Blue, I have to start with the shop. So I have to clean up the area where I stack the wood. And every task we do leads into another task, and then all of a sudden a week has gone by. It is Friday, which means clean day, and it's also bingo night. I do enjoy going into the weekend with a clean home and having things caught up. I'm always tidying and cleaning up every day, but my rule of thumb is to deep clean Mondays and Fridays each week. And for the most part, I'm very particular about staying on that schedule. Our shop is a catch-all, high-traffic area. It's a workshop, a dining room, an office, a TV room, a mud room, a hangout room, all in one. So naturally, I'm constantly cleaning it up. I need to offer some more disclosure here for you. I've thought about my YouTube channel a lot as of late. Sometimes I get this feeling that it's all just kind of silly and useless and not logical, you know? Like, what am I actually doing? I'm a horrible photographer and videographer. I'm an extremely basic editor. I'm really not that savvy nor very exciting. So, what am I really doing? What keeps me going, I think, mainly is that I do love the art of creating the videos, and I've grown attached to you, my little following. I think about you all often while I'm out here in nature, and sometimes I'll say to myself, ooh, my people will love this scene, and I will purposefully capture some of my favorite moments just for you. So, what am I actually doing? I'm still not sure, but as long as I can inspire or entertain even one of you, I feel like it's worth it. And to snap me out of my doubt. I do sometimes think about my own personal YouTube people that I enjoy following. Just kind of escaping into someone else's day-to-day world is very fun in my opinion, and I think about how it would feel if they all of a sudden just stopped sharing. Ugh, it would be so gut-wrenching. And I'm thinking about my beloved Cecilia on Svalbard, by the way, and my friends in Alaska and northern Idaho, and my girls right here in Nova Scotia, who I started following during the van life craze. And of course, there's Mav, my number one guy. Wherever he goes, I go. And guess what? My blue is exactly like his white. If you know, you know. And by the way, none of them know me. I like to just pretend that they do. So by Saturday, things really started to warm up. It's amazing how drastically different the weather can be here from one day to the next. One minute I'm wearing a toque and the next minute I'm in shorts, for real. So my indoor seedlings are thoroughly embarrassing, my friends, but it's out of my control. They are lanky and reaching for the warm sun, and there's really not much I can do about it. I will likely purchase my garden seedling stock from a local hobby farm like I did last year, but I'm not going to give up hope on my own little babies. Even Manfriend told me to hold out hope for them. I'm limited, but we will fight through for now. Manfriend and I took advantage of the beautiful, warm, sunny weekend. I had doggy work for the morning, and Manfriend finally got around to cutting up the tent trailer. It was a sad day, but Like I said before, we've preserved some of the components and I look forward to sharing what we do with it. I think you'll like it. In the meantime, we got the trailer ready for the dump, and just when I finally got Blue cleaned out, we loaded him back up with scrap metal. So I guess the truck camping is on hold for just a little bit longer. I gotta say though, burning the last of the tent trailer frame was really hard. All the camping trips and backyard sleeps and years of memories just came flooding in. So maybe you're not aware, so I'm going to share this with you now, but I've been an avid gardener for many, many years. I do not consider myself an expert or anything like that, just a girl that likes to get her hands dirty. And in Ontario, I had 2 large garden plots, each about 50 by 70 feet. I worked day and night in those gardens. I would test the soil, add nutrients, groom the plots. I had a full-on grow system in our basement with lights and fans and heating mats, and I really enjoy gardening a lot. Starting from scratch is not for the faint of heart, especially in a colder zone with clay and rocky soil, plus on uneven land. I have no idea how the gardens and landscape here will go, but I'm giving it all my love, and not just my love, but also the love of special people in my life who gifted me the most beautiful perennials. You know, it doesn't take much to win me over. A warm coffee, a wholesome visit, plants or pets will pretty much do it. Look how perfectly packaged these plants are. These plants will not only add obvious beauty to my land, but most importantly, they remind me of a lovely, cool, misty Sunday morning in spring 2025 when I drove to an adorable little home that reminded me of my mom's home, with cute little perfect little gardens and a pile of wood that was more like a work of art. And these little potted plants lined up perfectly for my taking from the most adorable couple from their own little oasis in their own little quiet nook of nature. They took the time to do that for me. It's so special. My heart can swell sometimes, and my faith in humanity can be restored.
someone like you.